back to the full moon in Aquarius special here on Underwater Astrology, giving you the latest updates on the full moon, where we're headed in the sky. It is a beautiful full moon happening here on August 1st. So much good progressed energies coming through, and I hope that we can take full advantage, right, of where we're going. I think that there is a lot of change that will lead up to the full moon, just because the new moon in Cancer will be so serious, and that was all about kind of understanding, like, obviously Cancer rules the cluster of bees in the Cancer constellation. There's also Sirius, so like, how have we all felt as crabs in a bucket, and then we come into full moon Aquarius, fixed air, fixed vision, fixed space, fixed reality here, which is the full moon is demanding. So it's like, by the time we get to this point, it will be like, this is the full moon. Like, how can we not be on the path that we were chosen, we were destined for? This is a destiny full moon. This is full coming into our higher self, being the person that we need to be to make the adjustments with the full moon approaching on up until this date. And then also when the full moon happens, there will be a fixed energy of, we cannot look back on the changes in relationships. Everything has been destined to push us into a heightened intuitive state with understanding just how the universe is working and the many realms the universe and galaxy is. And that's why it's so exciting, is that I think it's ushering in a radical awareness of the new age. But how do we feel safe being in the new age with adjusted technology, with adjusted response times, with our adjusted bodies, with things that are happening globally that we faced in the full moon on July 3rd in Capricorn? But now we're moving into more the higher realm of like where we are with our friendships, with our relationships, with our dreams. So I will now go through what we can expect after the full moon in Aquarius. I mean, with this chart, it's saying like Sun in Leo, 9 degrees, Moon in Aquarius, 7 degrees, Mercury in Virgo, 5 degrees, Venus in Leo, 26 degrees, Mars in Virgo, 13 degrees, Jupiter in Taurus, 13 degrees, Saturn in 5 degrees Pisces, Uranus in 20 degrees Taurus, Neptune in 27 degrees Pisces, Pluto in 28 degrees Capricorn. And that will be such a relief, because we would just have had the kind of understanding of hyper intuition and hyper boundaries with Pluto and Capricorn from the higher, government system, and what we needed on a more individual level. With then when we go into Pluto and Capricorn in 28th, it's more like the accumulation degree of like, what can we reap in with more structure? And then obviously True Node Aries in the 28th degree, which I'll read a Sabian symbol for. And then we'll have Chiron and Aries 19 degrees. So Sun in Leo is the best way to connect with your heart's intentions. I think after having the Sun in Cancer, where the Sirius star is, preparing us to be more attuned to our emotions and emotional awareness, and that was happening in Cancer season. Now it's the centricity of having Mars and Venus in Leo has led us to this path where we're literally like nurturing our soul family, our soul tribe, our cubs into a more clear and sober lifestyle. This is mean getting rid of the toxins, getting rid of the energy, that whole process of kind of being in Pluto and Capricorn, like distilling things, distillation, the alchemy of distillation, right? Leo rules the heart, the valves, purifying the intention and realizing, why are we getting in our lower chakras? Everything is here. Look in your heart. Everything is already here. It's the outside, right? That was the full moon in Capricorn, the outside world that brings chaos, that brings negativity when you attune to lower vibrations. But the full moon in Aquarius is asking you, do you have a spiritual practice that is not leaving you in a desolate state? And that's where we will need to be, because the validation is good, But what if it's gone too far in the wrong direction? What are you being validated for? What is actually working and what isn't actually working? I think, for example, understanding more the primal instincts of even men is important. I have to bring it up because I think women my age are facing their own stereotypes of not being recognized for their efforts. There is misogyny, there's lack of equity, there's lack of radical awareness of even body language. How is that created separation with wage gap, with priority? How have we stereotyped people in our lives to be, or in our soul tribe, when they're just actually the hair of the devil at that point? And that's when I say, like, by this full moon in Aquarius, I feel like there will be a lot of distillation of like who is good in your circle and who isn't. And it's not bad. It's the movement of the Mars and Venus and Leo that got us to this point, with being so, like, having the Sirius star in Cancer. But then also now we're moving into Mars in Virgo and Mercury in Virgo. So now we're maturating that confidence into practically holding back the energy so that we can reap more. Once we go into Mercury and Mars in Virgo, that's okay. Now we have to be the observer. Now we can't get so paranoid. Mars and Leo and Venus and Leo took care of all the vibration of confidence. And then now the Virgo is using the confidence to focus on things that are to do with the earth. And like Virgo is very much to do with the earth and harvesting. Virgo is not like super tech savvy. You can see Virgos who are tech savvy, but Virgos do best when they're outside, not attuning to the lower vibrations. They really have to tune to higher vibrations. They really have to let things go. And they really have to understand the process of being like, you do rule the sixth house. There is stress, and that is a part of life, but you don't spread the stress. Spread the love. Water some plants, Virgo. So by the time Mercury and Mars comes into Virgo, you want to be in that positive mindset where you're just giving back to the earth. And then all the negativity does really have to fall away at this point. But this is Aquarius. You've been having the feelings lead up to this point. It's not like random. You have spirit guides, you have angels, you have people talking to you. Most people feel more comfortable talking to their angels, but I think this is a really, really important full moon of the year. I'm so excited because I think being in the Aquarian age, it is important to understand with all this Neptune and Pisces, it is refreshing to have a more fixed energy, because remember, Neptune and Pisces is immutable. So that means that if you've been feeling like I can't really focus on this for too long, it's because Neptune's in Pisces and it's the higher dream, and that just wants you to be working on many different things. And with the sun being in Leo, wants you to be focused, but then you feel hits of Neptune. But this is the full moon Aquarius. Like, this is a time when you get to sit back and observe all the things you've done right and how it feels. I have some other notes that I want to bring up. How far have we taken the pain of others for the gratitude of being associated with people? I already talked about that. The full moon Aquarius is the social circle. It does rule the 11th house. And that energy is very important to understand that who you associate with does matter, because there is a vibrational resonance in this universe. And that resonance does stay with you over time. And we are obviously getting older, aging. And with the aging process, it's really, really important to realize you do want to start getting on a higher vibration. You don't want to be, especially when you're getting older, you do not want to be around people who are lowering your vibration. You need to be on a higher vibration, downloading the codes, creating space for yourself, creating a space to understand yourself. That's where the universe is going. Understand yourself. Understand projection with Neptune and Pisces, Sun being in Leo. Understand who you're projecting at. Understand why it's toxic, and move on. By this time, it really will come into question, with all this Leo energy, I can't help but question that it's so important to really watch out for toxic masculinity, to use to manipulate in a more capitalist agenda. Again, support high vibrational people, because those people raise you up. but then realize that we are in the Aquarian age and things are pretty known. And I'm not trying to freak anyone out, but I think by this time, if you're born in this time and you're over 20, you probably have some idea of what the Aquarian age means. If you just know, you know this is a time where boundaries for self-care, what's wrong with having just a fewer friends for better care, or creating more realms and circles so you can have associates, and then you have your friends, and then you have your close friends, and then you have your best friends, and then you have your partner. Like, you have to have circles. It can't just be, I feel like with the fixed moon in Aquarius, it's important to know that everyone should get along with everyone. It's coexist, right? It's Aquarius. It's one love. And that's not Neptune. That's reality. You should be able to coexist with everyone. So it's important to realize, like, how far have we gone as a society to kind of lean on each other in unhealthy ways. And also, Aquarius is a sign that likes to be respected. So hopefully for those of you who have been looking for more stability and energy of stability and what you focus on and what you know about, you feel the stability come in, because Aquarius is definitely a knower. And this energy is going to come in and it's going to amplify that. Hey guys, welcome back to the full moon in Aquarius. Here doing the readings for the sun and rising signs, giving them to you, the sun and the rising. I will be focusing on the sun mainly, but you can apply it to your rising. We'll be doing sun in Aries, sun in Taurus, all the signs, the 12 signs. Let's go. Sun in Aries, full moon in Aquarius, falling in your 11th house. The sun is falling in your 5th house. Mercury in Virgo is falling in your 6th house. I feel like with sun in Aries, expect communication to come in from your tribe, your alliance, people in your dream world. Here you will feel, when I say dream world, I feel like the people, your alliance, the people that you hang out with, the network of people. Here you'll be able to fit them into your schedule with the Mercury in Virgo. So the full moon falls in your 11th house. You're outside, you meet a bunch of new people. Then the sun is in your 5th house. So your ego is focusing on love and creativity. So you're in this flow of love and creativity, and you're out and you're about. And then all of a sudden, job situations come up. And you could meet someone who's really good for your job. I also want to say that I think Aries have learned to take their time with things. With the North Node in Taurus, with the North Node in Aries, so you've learned to take your time with things. So I think with the North Node in Taurus, you've shifted. You've slowed down. You used to be a lot quicker, but then the North Node in Taurus slowed you down, Aries. And then you have Chiron in your sign, so you're like healing. And then now we're shifting into North Node Aries here, and I think it'll be about being used to understanding that you're needed in these small increments that add up to something good for the collective. With the full moon in Aquarius, it just means keep going, Aries, with the things you love. With the Mercury in Virgo, just don't lose track of where you're headed, but also look carefully at the details. Did I rush ahead in the wrong direction here, Aries, is a question that may come up. I really think it's important to be like, make sure you get the proof. Make sure you get proof that things are working out. So maybe you see this before the full moon, you're like, okay, maybe I need to slow down with some things, but you need to get proof that things are working out. Make sure you're getting your information fact check. If you receive opportunities in email, because Aries, it's going to be North Node Aries, it's going to be in your 1st house. You're going to want to be seen, but don't rush ahead to be seen and do the wrong thing. So that's my advice for you, Aries, my astrology report. Moving to sun in Taurus. The full moon falls in your 10th house, and the sun in Leo falls in your 4th house. Mercury in Virgo here falling in your 5th house. So, with a full moon in Aquarius falling in your 10th house, here, expect a realization in your career. Maybe your ego has picked up on something your family loves to do for your soul tribe, and you want to